No!
She's fully equipped.
That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime.
That's our final form.
Why would I
No.
resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no
Murder
idea
Swede
what's
makes a
going
good
on
point.
anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Would anyone else know about the suspension?
Of course. Byakuya.
You are not about to accuse Senpai of this. As if he would ever stoop so low. You son of a
Here's
bitch!
my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
So when you heard Toko was Genocide Jack, you seized the opportunity.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
He would never. I don't doubt him
The
for a
reason
second.
pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya,
I feel like I really understand Genocide Jack.
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious. It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away,
Yeah.
right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yep.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But we didn't know who the victim
How the
was.
fuck did he know that?
nothing strange about that, I
Ruh-roh!
On the contrary, there's something
Senpai.
very strange.
Senpai!
What's so strange about it?
What did you do?
Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
Absolutely. Truth flashback.
Flashback.
Aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button. Then you'll memorize that weak spot.
Oh, that's what memorization is.
Uh-huh.
I remember now.
It will. Once you shoot it, you'll need to reload it. Okay. If you don't seem to have an answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize one. Alright, cool.
So now we can turn statements into anagram for 5 or other statements. A cool feature.
Make your arguments. We have to hold Y?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Before we
But
found
he
the
was
body.
acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolute. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Yeah, but that was before we found the body.
No, that's
Hey,
wrong.
when you accidentally pick up the right thing.
Yeah, we found it.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
It's a very good answer.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Mate, you can't just point a finger and be like, surely you got more than that. That's not enough. Like, I feel like that's enough.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
The fact that it was the best one.
Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
The cable.
Vince Cable. Library desk lamp.
Maybe.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But
That's wrong.
Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
No, that's wrong.
right. It absolutely
Switch to the lamp. Switch to the
Then
lamp.
there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Bullshit.
No,
Yeah.
that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Break.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Pretty sure you said
Actually, pretty sure you're a fucking liar.
Because
you're
you see,
fucking lying to us.
that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took
Yeah.
the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
Yep.
I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind
How the
it.
fuck did it get
Is
in the
that
girls'
about right?
That's about right, yeah. Yeah.
How did it get in the girls' locker room? Senpai couldn't have got in the girls' locker room.
He absolutely could have.
Bullshit.
And he's the one who raised the point.
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned.
Yep.
As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Okay.
We kept calling this a game,
Thanks.
right?
Thanks, Joe.
So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still. There's something that's still bothering you.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks just now. There's something there that concerns me.
See the crime?
Yeah.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What
I
kind
just don't
of
know what he's getting
question
at.
is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Yeah.
That was awfully
Posters.
specific. Please tell me you have
And
a
rug.
reason for saying all of
Posters
that.
and rug.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did you just... Did I just take you off guard?
Because you're useless?
When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya had been so confident up until now. Maybe Byakuya never even realised that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to focus on the things that got switched. Posters!
I got it!
I got it!
Got
The
it.
proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
What relevance does that have, Jill?
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
Yeah.
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain had scrubbed away. It was moved.
Boys' locker room carpet.
I got it!
Evidence!
The
We got
stain
it.
on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
I can see it with my mind's eye.
Does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would anyone do that?
There was blood on them.
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I know. Yasuhiro is not the most reliable, but
Let's hear him
I'm
out.
telling you, I know how she could have done it.
We should hear him out. Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Make your argument.
probably broken ebook, I would think.
Is it
It's either
really
that or we're
possible?
picking up one.
Yeah.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
So we say no, it was broken?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so we
Is
say
it
no, it's
really?
broken.
Could Chihiro really have got?
Ah, she must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer. I'm sure that would have been no problem.
No, I don't think she used the thing that was...
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah,
No,
I'm gonna
that's wrong!
stop trying to use the silencer. I'm just losing more time that way.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So
Yeah.
she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst. You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Whoa, trigger happy on the voting there.
Yeah.
This man wants to die. Is that it? Is that it then?
Hmm.
Cheetah was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Kyoko, finally. The voice of
Kyoko.
reason.
I agree
Voice of
with you,
reason
though.
speaks up.
I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
what?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're
Yeah.
doing?
Who in the blue hell do you think you are?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh?
Oh.
It'll make things more exciting? Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Oh. Oh.
Oh. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead.
Hmm.
And where she took us was...
The murder scene.
The
Scene of
girls'
murder.
locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
All
Be
right.
sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Oh, he's such a creep.
No way!
Okay, not that much of a creep.
Probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
Hina, it's 2020.
2020.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Oh.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine the body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What a reaction. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah!
So she was actually a he. Interesting.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you for confirming this fact.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ren,
That'd be quite the joke.
really
to come out
true?
with at this point in time.
Chihiro was a guy? Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
This case is blown wide open.
It's wide open, man.
It's wide open. Now we are in the boys'
Apologize
locker
for
room.
keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
And a really cute boy at that.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Vyakia, it's 2020. Wait.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Yep.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Senpai would never concede.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I...
Wait, why would he just tamper with the body?
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Why would he?
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Yes.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it
Thanks,
as
Teach.
correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit.
Glad we solved that.
Just go around the room. Does anyone else want to declare that they're not the culprits?
I just happened
Just
to come
while we're
across
asking
the corpse
people.
in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
What a tool.
And it's evenly
fucking with
strolled
us
to the
right
girls'
now?
locker room.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
But why,
If you really tell him
Byakuya?
the truth, then
Why?
why do you do that to his body?
My
You're the same wavelength
reasons
as you are.
hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Such a creep.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Senpai was testing us, Andrew.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But Byakuya didn't do it. Then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to have used their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That's still not enough. I need to find some more clues.
Oh, Celeste account? What was Celeste account?
Chihiro,
Isn't
he
there a
saw Chihiro
single
get in the back.
clue that might lead us to who did it?
Tracksuit.
Yeah, tracksuit, yeah.
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Yep.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah, yeah, Celeste.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Oh, that's not Celeste account, apparently.
Shoot!
See what the rest of it is. I thought you hit the word in front of it, but it didn't do
Isn't
that.
there a single clue that
Yeah,
might
it wasn't.
lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer!
There you go.
And only the killer!
That's the one.
No.
Even though I feel like it should have
No,
worked
that's wrong.
on. It should have worked on Lilith
I think
as
it
well.
specifically has to be like a
I
contradiction, so you're
believe
not
someone else
contradicting
did
that
see the
statement.
victim
Yeah.
before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Do we?
Huh?
Why don't you make the connection, Kill?
Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't someone else do the work for once?
You know who the killer is.
No, I don't.
Seriously?
You're
Who is
vastly
it?
overestimating.
Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Okay.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say. But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from.
Oh.
Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Sly smile. Does Hiro's track jacket really hold some clue? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. I think this is like the first proper hard bit in the game, the first time you do it. Like, this is like,
Yeah.
you have to be awake for this.
Okay, I think we're stealing something.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
That's wrong.
why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
I mean, I don't want to say that
Sucks.
that's a detail.
I have
That's,
a white tracksuit personally.
That's a little,
I got
that's
it
a
from
little
the
sus
warehouse.
there from
It's
Mondo.
it's a bit, yeah, Mondo, that was a bit sus right there.
Pretty sus.
How could you know that?
Who the culprit is?
No
How
way.
could you ever know that?
Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Oh yeah,
I
we
was
heard it,
so-
Kyoko.
I was so heartbroken the first time I played this, and I figured it took me a good few run-throughs to figure it out, and I was heartbroken. It's so sad. It's like,
First of all, we know
no.
where
I feel
Chihiro
this
was
is
headed.
this is the
No.
He
classic.
was on his way to go exercise.
It's the
So next
classic
we have to
like
ask,
Phoenix Wright contradiction
Why
of
did
they
he
said
choose
too
the
much.
specific tracksuit
Yeah,
that
you
he
don't.
did?
She didn't actually know anything.
What do you mean?
It's just let's
the
just make it on
specific
top,
tracksuit?
Yeah.
and they'll fucking
I
fill
got
out
it.
with something.
He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
What are we actually shooting?
I don't know.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Wait.
My tracksuit is black.
Just shoot. I'll try it. What do we have? I don't think we take that. Your tracksuit isn't black. He had a blue one.
Yeah, what are our truth bullets?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
Celeste account.
He was on
Celeste
his
account.
way to go exercise.
She didn't say what color the
So
tracksuit
next
was.
we have to ask,
She told us
why
what color
did
the
he
tracksuit
Yeah.
was.
What do you
And
mean?
we have a picture. But when
Yeah.
she said it just now, she didn't say what color the
So,
tracksuit
the
was.
killer was wearing the same blue...
There we go.
No,
Alright.
it's wrong.
Mondo.
Yeah, like how we took the blue
Mondo,
tracksuit, but just
Mondo.
like, wait a second, we have the.
Wait, what do we shoot with blue tracksuit?
Hold on a second, Mondo.
We're so smart.
What did
yeah.
you just say?
Wait a second, Mondo.
Huh? What'd I say?
Oh,
When
man, that was
Celeste
heartbroken.
testified a few
Hold
minutes
up.
ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. But she didn't
she
say
never
what
said anything
color.
about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Truth stones.
What are you... You just...
Mondo.
Oh,
Hey,
he's so
Celeste.
shook.
What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Yeah, Mondo.
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Oh,
no, that can't be it.
Nope.
The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was
It's because he saw Chihiro in the
is if he saw
tracksuit.
Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
I don't know if she'd ever got it on.
Are you? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either.
Nope.
According to Celeste's
In the
testimony,
bag. It was in the bag.
Yeah, stuffed in the bag like she was trying to hide it. And with that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag.
No, why?
Mondo.
You just ran into him briefly.
Oh,
You
you're the
couldn't
chosen one.
possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your
course.
true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit.
She plays
That's why
Phoenix
you
Wright.
said you knew who did it.
Yep.
To put them on edge.
Press. Press.
That's right.
Press. Press.
However,
Always press.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions
Oh.
about him from the very beginning.
Kyoko, that's some next level bullshit right there.
But why?
Nah, you can
what
catch
made you
this.
so
I
suspicious?
love this. This is such a good.
That's a
catch.
good
I love
question.
this. The way he
Because
talks.
I hate him.
Because I hate him.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Nobody playing this game would have ever caught that.
I was so like when we played it, because I played this before and I knew.
Yeah.
And like I was with you and two of our other pals, and when it happened, I was like trying not to give everything away, but also trying to like check if anyone was like caught it. Nobody caught it. It's such like because Mundo talks like Mundo anyway, so it's not like
Yeah.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
But I feel like it just never clocked
And
him referring to girls as
yeah.
chicks, to be honest.
I know. There's also a thing. I don't know how
No,
often he says dude and
I'm
chick
not the
before
frightful
that. Really.
one.
Yeah.
He does call her a dude, so it's like, well, it's there. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's
Like,
not
you're not
often.
thinking-
Not nearly
Yeah.
as frightful
not-
as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, why?
Mondo, was it really
This
you?
is the real heartbreak. Like, this is my favorite one. This is
Did
so
you
heartbreaking.
really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone!
Oh,
You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
He's got a
It's
bro,
true.
bro.
My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
oh.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... here it is.
He had Chihiro's habit the whole time.
What do you have there? It happens to be an
He has a
e-handbook.
handbook.
I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found on the ground, right? Then that must belong to...
It's Mondo's, that's why he's bringing it up now.
belongs to Mundo, doesn't it? No, it's Chihiro's.
Oh.
Shoot!
Yeah, Mundo's like, no, I just embarrassed myself. Oh god, we're low. Andrew,
Yeah.
chill. It's Chihiro's.
I got it!
It's mine.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed.
Oh. Oh.
I
Because
was
he took
totally
it.
sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
No, because they're impossible to destroy unless you know the weakness.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
50-50.
Woohoo! Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Oh my
How
god, tease.
precisely did the handbooks get broken?
What's the handbook break?
But he gets weak
One
point.
possible explanation. I think it's weak point. Yeah,
I
it's
got
still
it!
the weakness.
You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession,
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
We'd never do that, Monokuma. We're good boys and girls.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
It is Mondo's handbook.
I flippin' knew it!
There's Mondo's. That's a sauna right there.
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
Yeah.
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
Science.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Oh god, my bro's gonna die!
Every day's a school day.
Is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he
Because it
didn't
is
tell anyone,
Chihiro's
right?
handbook. And Mondo doesn't have his handbook, he has Leon's handbook.
Indeed. Quite the
Yes.
mystery.
Most likely.
What
I
if
agree.
they found out by accident?
Handbook!
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone
Aw,
who did.
Yeah, we do.
Bro.
Whoa, seriously?
We very specifically witnessed them do
I
so.
think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
No,
Aw,
it's
Taka.
so bad! I hate it!
Could only have been one person.
It was so short-lived. No. Don't do it, Andrew!
Mondo!
Just take the L! Oh. Let him out!
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
Mondo sucks. Yeah.
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Because
Mondo
it was
and
him.
Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
Yep.
And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
No.
Fucking
Unfortunately.
The broken
Let's
handbook?
test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
So his would
In
be
other
Leon's.
words,
We
if
could
Mondo's
tell.
Yeah.
handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Does it really?
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a
Wrong.
fly!
Huh.
I don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed someone. But I found something that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
I think it's
If
broken.
what he says is correct, then
Show
Mondo,
him it.
Why
you
was I
broke
always
your
a count?
own handbook.
In other words, If Mondo's handbook is actually broken,
No, that was
then
about
that proves
Chihiro not
that
going
what
to the
Makoto
girls'
said
locker room.
is
Yeah,
right.
okay, yeah.
Well, my
It's
goddamn
broken,
handbook
broken,
works
broken,
just fine.
broken.
See? Look! Makoto was
Ah.
wrong. Mondo would
Okay,
hurt
hang on. No,
fine.
no, it's fine.
Let's test Makoto. If what he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's, then that proves that.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Ah!
Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't
You
hurt
can
a
slow
fly.
down time.
Oh yeah, I forgot I could do that. I don't know how.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is you broke your own handbook.
In other words,
We're Time Lords. We can slow down and fast forward
Well,
time.
my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Does it?
No,
No, that's wrong.
no, fucking doesn't. No, that's wrong.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
so then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear.
Is this